Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Happy Life with Maria podcast. Today is a very important episode for me. This is a topic that I feel is an important one for a lot of people, and it is on setting healthy boundaries. So, boundaries is something that I wish people would teach properly in school because I see so many people struggling, including myself, with feeling comfortable enough to set your own boundaries. Because the number one thing that most people experience, I feel, is fear of what if the other person gets upset? What if their feelings get hurt? What if they don't want to speak to me again after I set the boundaries, right? So all these fears come up, and what we end up doing is we stay quiet and we, at the cost of our own happiness, quietly keep doing what the other person wants just to keep them happy, just to keep the peace, just to make sure that they're not going to get upset. But the cost is we are the ones that are spreading ourselves too thin, extending our kindness too much, or whatever it may be. And then in the end, we are the ones that get physically sick from burning out, from helping too much, or we start to resent the other person for helping them so much, and then not even mentioning to them that it's burning you out, or a gazillion other things. So today I kind of wanted to summarize 3 steps that I feel are important to acknowledge when setting clear, healthy boundaries. Again, this is just certain tips that I kind of gathered throughout my journey and my experiences. It's still a work in progress for me. Let me tell you, I do not have it all figured out, but it is a good kind of starting point, I feel, to get clear on how to set healthier boundaries. So number 1, I would say most important is to understand that your feelings are just as important. You are just as important as the other person that you're trying to help or please and get a good reaction from, right? Your feelings, your emotions should be a top priority to you. And when you value your emotions, your feelings, yourself, that vibration kind of rubs off to others because they see how much you value you, that you are in charge of your feelings and you protect your healthy, happy kind of boundary setting life, and then that kind of rubs off. So I would say number one, make sure that you realize that your feelings and your emotional mental health are just equally as important as anyone else's. So you have every right to choose what's healthy for you. You have every right to choose to say no to anything that is disrupting your emotional mental health, that's making you feel drained, that's making you feel bad, that feels exhausted or overly giving, right? So number 1, just kind of acknowledge that you have the right to be feeling healthy and good in any relationship. Number 2, I would say the best thing to do when we are trying to explain what the boundary is mention, most importantly, what your needs actually are. So for example, instead of starting with, I don't want to talk to you about this specific topic anymore, so just don't ask me about it again, right? Instead of being so abrupt about it, communicate what your need about it is. So for example, you can say something like, I realize that I actually have the need to be more practical in, my everyday exercises or whatever it is. And so me helping you with XYZ is not working for me as well as I thought it is. Kind of just express your need so they understand where you're coming from, and that you're not just demanding something out of thin air, but you actually have your own need that you're trying to meet. So actually, I got this specific tip from a podcast by Jordan Lee Dooley. Hope I'm saying her name right, but that was a tip she shared that I really, really liked. So I wanted to add it here to this episode. But yes, check out Jordan Lee Dooley's podcast, where she also has a really interesting episode on boundaries. So yes, I would say number 2 is very important, to start off by communicating what your need is so they understand better what it is that's making you decide this. And number 3, always remember that even if the reaction from the other person may not be the best, even if they feel hurt or upset because you're technically cutting off something that they are used to receiving continuously all the time, right? There's going to be a shift there's going to make them uncomfortable. So it is normal in the beginning if they feel a little bit upset or whatever it is. Even if you say it as nicely as possible, even if they understand, it's still a shift that's going to happen. That's going to make them feel that they have to step back, or they have to do things differently. They cannot rely on you as much, or in that specific situation. It is going to be a bit of a shift. So that's normal. But eventually, if the person truly values you, if the person truly respects you, they will get back into the normal steady pace of your friendship or whatever it is, because they will realize that was a need that you had, so something had to shift. It's okay. So don't worry or feel fear of, oh my God, they're going to get upset. They're going to not talk to me again. They're going to get, triggered, very emotionally kind of, reactive, whatever your story in your mind is. Yes, it's possible they might have some sort of a reaction, because again, you're making a shift. You're changing a situation that they're used to. It's no longer going to be like they're used to. It's okay. Because like I said, in the time, if they value you, if they cherish you, if they respect you for who you are, it will all come back together as it should. So that was kind of the 3 tips I wanted to share today. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Share below what your thoughts on it are. Do you agree or disagree? What are some of the tips you use to help yourself set healthy, clear boundaries? And just remember to stay positive.